Conservative new media viewers and Jeremy Lin fans around the world, we've got some post-game comments now from J-Lin after the Rockets were beaten at home by the Denver Nuggets 93-87 in Game 4 of the 2012-2013 regular season. Now, J-Lin said, and we will link to this video in the video description below the video player so you can check it out. We'll also link to our earlier report and analysis video of this game so you can check that out as well. J-Lin said basically that the team didn't come out with enough energy. They didn't do a good job of doing what coaches told them on the defensive end. He did say that the more the team plays together, the better they will get as a unit. Lin mentioned that Houston might need a little bit more movement on offense in terms of swinging the ball around, moving around. He also said that other teams have scouted their offense. In the first two games, they were able to move the ball really well, and now the defenses are adjusting to that. So the team needs to go look at the film and make adjustments to what other teams are doing in terms of planning for them. Someone asked him about playing off of the ball more this year, and what that basically means is with James Harden handling the ball more. How is that working out? Where you see J-Lin kind of standing around more, being more of a spot-up shooter. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of an adjustment, but it's just that's the way it is. That's part of the game. And then he said, quote, and this is what you see as the title, "I didn't shoot well, and I haven't been shooting well," unquote. And he said that he's got to get out of this shooting slump that he's been in. And as he gets out of the shooting slump, the offense will open more for the Rockets. Now, if you go back to the analysis video that I made on this game, that's exactly what I said, which is if you're a defense and you see that Jeremy Lin isn't hitting his shots right now, what are you going to do? You're going to dare him to shoot. It's like what teams used to do with Rajon Rondo. We'll let you shoot. We want you to shoot because we don't know if you can make the shot. We talked about Lin is still working to get his shot back from the knee issue, from the knee surgery and the knee recovery. And that might take a while. So if I was a defense and I was game planning for the Rockets, I would do the same thing. And that's the way the NBA is. The NBA is very competitive. Everybody wants to win. Nobody's going to give you a free pass. If somebody sees that you're hurt or a little dinged up, then they're going to go at you. Jeremy is going to have to work his way through this. And sometimes it's going to look good. Sometimes it's not going to look good. But for the fan base and for the team, you have to stay patient. You have to believe in your system. You have to believe in your players. You know, eventually, Jeremy Lin's going to get his shot back. But as I mentioned in that analysis video, it might take 6 weeks because the shot is the last thing to come back. I think it is, because that's when your body is in full rhythm and you can just kind of do everything you need to do physically, and I don't think he's there right now. Lin also said his nose is fine. Somebody asked him about that. He's like, look, I'm going to get a lot of these this year. Right. I also said that in the other video. You know, you get hit in the nose all the time, particularly if you're a point guard and you're going in the lane all the time, you're going to get hit. I mean, that's just part of the game. Lin said that Kevin McHale told the team at halftime, nothing comes easy in the NBA. If you want to be taken seriously as a team, you're going to have to play harder and play more desperate. And that goes back to my last point, which is everybody's playing hard in the NBA. Everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to get embarrassed. Everybody looking for the next contract. Everybody's looking for the next billboard. They want to be the star. So that's the way it is, and that's good. It's good competition, and that brings out the best in everybody. The Rockets were doing great in the first two games. They were the toast of the league, beard insanity, et cetera, and now they're having a little bit of a tough time. And when you're coaching a young team like Houston is, you need to tell them that. They're going to have mental lapses. They're not going to be as focused as some older teams, some veteran teams, some teams that have been to championships, some teams that have gone deep in the playoffs. This is a team that's just trying to figure it out, and they're trying to figure out with a bunch of new pieces. So you're going to see this. This is going to happen. It's normal. Don't overreact to it would be my advice. Lin also said that we're getting pretty good looks on offense. We're just not hitting our shots. He said, quote, "We're better than what we've shown," unquote. I think that's a little bit of frustration. They know they're a better team than what has come out on the court the last 2 games. And he also said, I thought was a very good comment. He said, someone asked him, how are you going to get out of these ruts? The team gets into little lulls and ruts, and how do you get out of them? And he said, quote, putting your head down and outworking the other team, unquote. I love that. I think that's great. As we've talked about before in our videos here, Lin is a hard worker. Again, you don't get into Harvard, graduate Harvard, unless you know how to work hard. You got to work. And so it's really good to see Lin, who is a leader on the team, along with Beard, James Harden, saying, yeah, we got to work harder. We need to work harder. That's what you want. You don't want people pointing fingers at one another and blaming people. You want people to say, it's my fault. We need to work harder. And that's exactly what he said. And I know that Beard will say the same thing. James Harden is a hard worker. I heard it when he went there right from the start. First practice, told the guys, tuck your shirts in, let's go to work. So this team will figure it out. And having this adversity is good for them in the long run, even though as a fan, you don't like seeing it. You know, it's not fun when you lose. It's not fun if you're a Jeremy Lin fan and he shoots 2 for 9, as he did in this game. But that's part of the process. It's like what Jordan used to say, you got to lose before you learn how to win. And you never could win unless you know what losing is like. You got to go through some hardships in order to get to where you want to get to as a player and as a team. So I like hearing this out of Jeremy Lin. Shows that he cares, shows that he's focused, shows that he knows what the solution is, which is going to work. Getting in there, working harder, outworking other teams. Also, Lin said at the very end of the video, you can see for yourself, when the interview was done, he basically said, hey, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. So again, he's talking about the media. You know, maybe his shower took longer or whatever. Something took longer. So that's cool. You know, he's being appreciative of the media and knows that they got a job to do it. I like that Lin is showing respect and he's appreciative of what he's got instead of some superstars where they just kind of like, you know, they don't care what the media thinks or what the media has to deal with. So we respect that. So that's what Jeremy Lin had to say after Houston lost to the Denver Nuggets. This is Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. You're watching Conservative New Media. Give us your comments below about what Jeremy Lin had to say. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this video. Of course, we invite you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. You'll find a link for that group in the video description below the video player. We will talk to you again soon. Again, if you're a Lin fan, you're a Rockets fan, hang in there. Things will get better. Team is young. They're just figuring it out. That's all for now.